Alright. So, last time we played this, there was a little bit of technical difficulties throughout the latter half of this. I think I'm going to try to lower my graphical settings for Genshin, because I'm noticing that it's starting to have a little bit of problems. I'm assuming it has to do with all of the new underwater mechanics, because the game has definitely gone up in terms of graphical intensity. I don't know if it's in terms of graphical quality. The game is definitely more demanding on my PC than it would have been in previous years, that's for sure. Anywho, we finished the first 2 acts of this Melazine questline, which means only 3... Hopefully there's not like 5 acts. But we're gonna try to fiddle with settings for the time being. I forgot I have my graphics on custom. Put them on medium. Alright. So I'm going to move that here, and then we'll talk a little bit about how things are going. So while we wait for that to reinitialize, we're going to try to talk a little bit about what's going on the channel. So I've been a little bit less busy on Monday afternoons, so I have been doing bonus streams on Monday afternoons. For those who aren't aware, I normally only stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. But my stream schedule, I still plan on streaming those, but there will be bonus streams that are not always on the schedule. So if you want to be up to date on those streams, you should probably join the Discord. I have been trying to push joining the Discord more often and more frequently in more streams because that is probably the main mode of communication I will be using moving forward, especially with all the nonsense that Musk is doing on Twitter. I haven't de-linked my Twitter from my stream, but I don't use it. I literally just don't use it anymore. So if you want to be informed on when I go live, your best bet is always to join the Discord. Me or one of the other mods are always hanging out. You can always pop a message in one of the general chats there, and you can even recommend videos for reactions, and we might do some of that. We might even start like a podcast type thing. That might be something we do in the future, where we just get a bunch of people to call and have a chat on various topics. A lot of things planned in the near future, but for the most part, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. I still want to go back to playing Shadowverse, and I do need to get back around to playing Sea of Thieves. Star Rail might get put on hold because it's not a high priority. We're still relatively new to that game, so not exactly something I plan on playing. Now, let's just go back into the game scene, and honestly, let's just hope that the game runs smoother now. Where are we going? Alright, we're going in here. Go to a very warm place. Wait, what's wrong? Why can't we continue on? Strange. It seems like something's blocking the way. Uh-oh, what do we do? We could use Seymour to break the wall down. I apologize, Mr. Dan, but that is impossible. The thickness of the rock wall exceeds my output limits. I would run out of energy before a tunnel could be successfully bored. Swim. From over there. Father's blood is already... Blood? Mammy, are you okay? What blood? We cannot delay any further. Let's swim from over there. Alright. Dive. Let me swim in the shallow water, dang it. That's odd. Paimon remembers the currents here used to flow in the opposite direction. Regular record space collation increased the frequency of such issues effectively. I'm lost. What did you mean by that? It's not affecting the fish all that much, I don't think. We're probably gonna have to fight an annoying boss with my underleveled party. Man, I love it when I don't have to swim. The game plays itself sometimes. Yep, it's Abyss Order nonsense. Oh, something happened. What happened to that strange giant stone all of a sudden? Look at that color. Doesn't it basically look like a heart? That's right. This is the original form of the heart. Wait, you're Jacob. What are you doing? Gathering paint, as you can see. Huh, paint. What an interesting way to describe this filth. And to think anyone would set it upon a canvas. What? Still, your arrival here was quite unexpected. I could have sworn I sealed all the entrances. Did I slip up somewhere? You remember the Abyss Order, aren't you? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And where there's evil, there's you guys, huh? The Abyss Order? Oh, please, do not lump me in with those benighted primitives. Oh, so you're not with the Abyss Order. Who are you with? They are no different from those oppressors. The power they seek is but a tool that only a few can use. What we search for is true equality, the liberation of the will. Just as my friend said, those who lack weakness of consciousness shall be subdued, either by gods or death. Stop your prattling. If you aren't with the Abyss Order, how do you explain the magic you used earlier? I merely used the power of the Abyss to reverse the crystallization process. That is all. In any case, I had not expected to see its heart withered to such an extent after a mere few hundred years. As such, it needed to be restarted for me to obtain sufficient blood. Sufficient blood? Yes, a rather inelegant method of doing things, you might think. Alas, there is no other way. I, too, initially believed that I could obtain enough congealed blood from Miss Mamere through the peaceful means. This would have allowed the plan to go through without alerting the Marchus hunters. Alas, it backfired. Too bad, I suppose. Wait, didn't you previously say that you wanted paint? What is this congealed blood you're blabbering about? Explain. Wait a moment. This is more interesting than I thought. So you don't actually know what those paints really are, or the power that they contain? I see. It seems I spoke too much. How terribly unexpected. Still, I fail to understand why you would want to get close to Miss Mamere if you do not understand the value of those paints. Don't bring us down to the level of a sneaky, scheming schemer like yourself. Besides, you summoned the monsters earlier, didn't you? What'd you do that for? Why did you have to attack the other Milazines? Attack them? I hardly have the time for such frivolous pursuits. Well, in theory, the arrays I activated in those ruins to reverse the crystallization would indeed have temporarily opened a way to the realm of beasts. I suppose that's how the monsters you mentioned were attracted here, like flies to a festering meat on the road. As for those Milazines, well, an unrelated matter, I fear. Let's not discuss them. So, didn't intend to harm anybody, but didn't care if there were casualties nonetheless. Totally a likable villain, right? Compared to that, Mr. Dan, do indulge my curiosity. What do you think of the original sites here, now that you've seen them? Look at your feet, blood flowing like a river, fertilizing the very dust of the earth with their filthy fat. If I told you that a greater disaster than that will come one day, how would you react? What are you talking about? Blood? Fat? Hasn't the place turned a little bit red? Negative. The blood has already risen over Mr. Dan's ankles. The local contamination index is now over 10 times the human body's endurance threshold. I recommend that all present leave this area for your own safety and to prevent the following allergies. Confusion, white matter distortion, mental deterioration. And I see, that's how far it's gone, How sad. But fear not, I will liberate you. Uh-oh, I'm getting Eris flashbacks. The moment foretold by the world formula is coming. There is little time left. World formula?
Let the show begin.
True nature revealed in the end. That's not good.
Freeze!
La, 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 la.
Cool it! Freeze! Don't push your luck.
I'll protect us.
Don't get frostbite.
Should be easy. Oh, he has a lot of... Oh shit. Well, that's not good. I didn't expect to die so quickly. Then again, I am very underleveled.
Unexpected.
Incoming.
My team is probably not optimized for this. We got Noelle, though. As long as we focus on defense, we can't die, right? That's a lot of AoEs.
Leave it all to me. Let's dance.
Dodge this. Cool it.
I must leave no stone unturned. Speed of light. Hey! Got lucky that time.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. We're gonna die quite a bit today, aren't we?
Steady as stone. I'll catch up. I missed. I'll protect us.
Freeze. Don't push your luck. Dodge this.
Leave it all to me. Yeah. Let's dance.
spin to win.
Don't blink.
Ha! This moment will be frozen in
I must leave no stone unturned.
Spin to win.
Let the show begin. Oh, hi, hi. Oh, huh, huh. Yeah. Huh. Hi. Steady as stone.
I think Noelle is just going to be the key to victory here. What's the best way to win? To not lose.
Incoming.
Oh, I didn't even have to get him down to 0. Fascinating. I thought that you were only able to reach this place purely through luck, but it appears that but it appears as if that was not all. Indulge my curiosity, Mr. Dan. Could you tell me who you are exactly? That's none of your concern. Not going to answer? Well, that's fine. It was just mild curiosity of mine, after all. In any case, I haven't any further time to waste here. The appointed time is coming, and I have enough blood to use. Any further delay may invite unwanted attention. We're not going to let you get away. What time are you talking about? And that is none of your concern. It has nothing to do with you, after all. It has nothing to do with you, after all. We're gonna shield. Look out! What the? What is this? You despicable! What have you done to him? I wouldn't use that word. This is a matter of utility, not mortality. Morality. You are indeed very strong, Mr. Dan, but I wouldn't say the same for the others. Oh, great. More monsters. More Rift Hounds. Apologies, Jacob Ingold. But I fear I cannot let you do this. Miss Bemer, Miss Paimon, please get behind me. My duty is to defend. All attempts to harm you will not succeed. Such arrogance, you piece of soulless scrap. You were unable to defend Marianne. Who? All you will do today is confront that incompetence once more. Marianne. And should you survive this battle, the giant revived beast will crush and digest you all. Well then, farewell. Ah, they're coming this way. Based on the results of the scan, your attacks cannot affect this structure. Destroyed energy equal to... Regrettably, I'm not equipped to such output. Stop yapping and help Paimon think of something. Hey, wait. The enemies are helping. The Breacher Primus is heading for the Traveler. Huh? It's attacking the barrier?
Don't blink. Yeah.
Father must be helping.
Yeah. Incoming. Yeah. Nowhere to hide. Come on, we can do it. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
And
Oh.
ironically, it's sad that the clam set with Barbara does more damage than some of my characters do. That are just built for damage. Just being able to do 4K by healing is kind of buggy.
freeze.
We're finally safe, huh? Still, what was with that round thing? It was helping us. Amir, are you okay? Yes, Father. Huh? Huh? Here? Oh, Paimon thought you were talking to us. It's that sound again. I understand. Since it's your will, it will be done. Dan, Paimon, could you both strike a pose? I'm gonna start drawing. Right now? Wait a moment. Paimon isn't mentally prepared herself or figured out what pose to strike. Actually, wait, why are we doing this here and now? I don't know how to explain it, but I think Seymour can help. Logic module calculating. Attempting to rationalize reason for question. Results insufficient data. Cannot answer. My logic module concludes that your decision is far from logical, Miss Mamere. Seriously, Seymour. What are you doing? And also, why did you push the problem to him? My primary design goal is to now start sorting data fragments. Seymour, are you okay? Oh boy, he looks like he's hanged. Or haggard. I'm not sure. Maybe that was a typo. Sorry, Paimon, but there's no more time to explain. If we don't hurry, it'll be too late. Well, sure, if this doesn't quite feel right, but Paimon trusts you. I have faith in you too, Mamere. I know you won't do anything to harm us on purpose. Paimon hasn't decided a pose to strike yet. Any thoughts? All goes just as planned pose. Come on, you lot pose. Confident pose. Just as planned. Then Paimon will also. What do you think? Holding this pose do? Yep, you look great. Now then, leave the rest to me. Takes a deep breath, almost encouraging herself with a few wags of her short little tail. She gets to work with another word. Her expression, she looks, gives you earnest, solemn. Some might even say not long after her work is done. It's done. Oh, that was super quick. Let's have a look, shall we? Nice to meet you. Explore unknown space. Oh no. Apologies, Dan. I brought you here before I had a chance to say hello. Might I trouble you with helping me clear out that poison? I'm getting R&R flashbacks. Please activate the prisms and clear them out. There we go. That takes care of that. Thank you, Dan. Meet the owner of the voice. Might I invite you up here? I have much to say to you. Up there? Where am I on the map? I seem to be... Huh. I'm on ground level, apparently. Weird. Ah, you're finally here. I've always wanted to meet you and talk to you, Dan. You know me? Yes, I've been watching you all this time. Or should I say, sensing you. I felt your presence ever since that child of mine who loves art brought you inside my body. It was like a warm light was running to you, to and fro, within my organs and blood vessels. Elenos. Yes, that's my name. Beautiful, isn't it? I love it. Why did you appear in the form of a Milazine? Why, well, I find that form to be very beautiful. Don't you think so too? I love them very much, for they are one and all my lovely children. In here, I can decide my own appearance, so of course I chose the look that I love most. The Melusine are your children? That's right, that happened long time ago, not after I first experienced death, I think. Many people, a spirit of the primordial waters, as many metal animals came into my body. So are you like the Hydro Dragon, I guess? Or the beast that the ship was trying to kill? I don't really know. I thought that they, like those two other people, were here to explore and gather my blood. I was originally just happy to have people here, but they chose to fight each other in the end instead. But of course, I was dead at that point. I was too weak to do anything beyond watching them in silence and feeling the wounds they left inside my body. In the end, someone triggered an explosion that caused a terrible shockwave. Many people died, and those metal animals also died. Are you talking about the Conrian Cataclysm or whatever, 500 years ago? The survivors left, and everything was very quiet once more. A lot of sharp shards pierced my body from the explosion's impact, but later, tiny life emerged from those wounds, and from my broken flesh. I was so overjoyed, for they were beautiful and intelligent. Also, that was when I realized that I could do more than destroy. I could bring beautiful new life to this world. So I spoke to them, and I told them of many things. I taught them how to build a home for themselves, and they might grow up well. Then there was happiness and liveliness everywhere. Later, they gradually became unable to hear my voice. That's fine, though. Just as Mother once said farewell to me, all children must grow up and leave their parents. Only that child who loves painting still speaks to me. And she even brought her friends. That's how I came to meet you. I'm truly happy that that is the case. So you're Mimir's father. That's right. Makes sense? Still, you truly aren't special. It was only when the situation was past salvaging that I realized how my blood was poisonous to humans. But when you came into contact with my blood, not only did you not get poisoned, but instead you slowly became linked to my and my daughter's consciousness. You began to see and sense many things. You are the second person I have met who did not fear my blood. Ah, if only there were more people like you. Who was the other person? Oh, I just realized we're sitting down now. Ah, so you don't know each other. But I saw you saying so many things to one another. I refer to the person who made my heart start beating again. Jacob. A long time ago, he and someone else came into my body to collect my blood. Absorbing my blood would really raise his spirits. At that time, my children were not yet born, and I had felt rather lonely as I lay here. As such, I was very pleased to meet them, and I was very pleased to have helped him out. He must have tried to restart my heart to thank me for helping him out by using my blood. But I'm afraid I can't accept his kindness. As such, I thank you for stopping him and me. Why? Well, if I were to be revived, my heart would beat, my blood would surge, and my internal organs would become to life again. What would happen to my children then? They and their beautiful little houses would be crushed and digested. That would be too terrible a tragedy. I might look like this now, but my body is in truth very big and frightening. In the beginning, my siblings and I took leave of our mother and came to play on the surface. But I realized that the last things I found fun and joyous were terrifying to others. It was too late by then, and I was filled with grief and regret. That's why I asked Mimir to use my blood to create a painting and to give it to you. That way I'd get the chance to thank you in person. Thank you, Dan, for stopping my heart. So long as I live, I will bring grief to others, and I never wish to see that happen ever again. You're very welcome, I guess? I mean, I did it to survive too. I did it to stop Jacob as well. I see. Anyway, this is a rare opportunity. I haven't been this clear-minded in a very long time. Why don't we chat about some other things? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Tell me about your origins. Sure, my mother is the reason I exist. Mother is the most wonderful person in this world. She gave me my name, and it is a lovely name. Before I was born, I floated the cosmic darkness. It was cold there and lonely. I was so sad then, and I would cry often. But later I heard Mother's voice. She wished for me to be born into a beautiful world, to give me life, to give me a strong and healthy body that could walk the world, and grant me a beautiful name. She wanted to give me many siblings, wanted me to meet many friends, wanted me to see the beautiful sights beyond the cosmic dark. She did not deceive me, and I was very happy. My elder siblings treated me well, and later many younger ones came along, and I treated them with just as my elder siblings treated me. Later we left the world beneath the earth, and I felt the wind brushing against my skin, the warmth of the sun, and the waters icy and warm. Life is wonderful, and it was wonderful that I was able to witness this world. Only later did I discover that I was different from the life in this world. The things that brought me happiness, the things that interest me, they were frightening and terribly hurtful to those of this world. Eventually I fell here and died. That saddened yet gladdened me. I treasured the life I was given by Mother, but my life would bring everyone such pain, so it was better this way. Later, just as Mother gave me life, I gave my children life. That they may walk upon this world, that makes me very proud and very happy. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Interesting. Tell me about Jacob. That person from before, you mean? I fear I know little about him. He is not like you. Even after drinking my blood, he cannot speak to me as you can do. In the beginning, he came with someone else to search for the blood within my body. At that time, I could feel that they were different. There is something within him. A bit of dark, cold cosmos power. Aha. I thought so. My blood will do him good. Wonderful. Later he would come often to collect my blood, all the way up till there was a great little battle involving many people here, him included. He didn't come back again after that. To be honest, I was worried that he might have died. Imagine how happy I was to see him return, alive and well. And so tall and strong. Interesting. So whoever Jacob is, his objectives remain unclear to me. Jacob Ingold. Seymour seems to know him, though. Marianne. About the Breacher Primus from earlier. Oh, well, I saw that you were trapped and thought, if this goes on, I will be revived and you will all die. My strength began to return, and so I thought, why don't I use one of my cells to attack the thing trapping... Those are your cells? Yeesh. That way you'll be able to move. That's right, they can help drive harmful things away from my body and protect my children. However, they aren't smart as my children, so they will attack you too. Sorry about that. Still, I'm glad to have helped out. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? I need to go. Paimon and Mimera will worry. That's true. Well, I'm almost out of time too. There are a lot of things I'd love to talk to you about, but the life I received this time is almost spent. Could you do me a favor, though? What do you need? Could you tell Mimera? What to say? How about this, then? Your paintings are very beautiful. I love you, and I'm so very proud of you. Alright, and please get along with your sisters. They love you very much as well. Thanks a bunch, Dan. I've got it. Alright, then. Thank you. Honestly, it was great meeting you. Someday I hope I'll be able to traverse this world without fear of causing harm or death to others. So if this is the Hydro Dragon, then they're much nicer than Ep84 was. When the time comes, I'll be sure to show you what I really look like. Well, this was interesting. Hey, Dan, are you alright? You've been staring at that painting this whole time. Seriously, You were just like Seymour. He just said he would be searching for data, and since then he's just not moved at all. Your paintings are very beautiful. I love you and I'm very proud of you. Then you... Wait a minute, where'd all that come from? You okay? I'm fine, don't worry. My eyes are a little dry from all that staring. Someone asked me to pass their words on to you, Limner. I see, thank you. Please get along with your sisters. They love you very much as well. Oh, come on. I've always gotten along well with everyone, seriously. But since Father said so, I got it. Thank you, Dan. Huh. Paimon didn't notice this before, but when did that thing over there turn back into a stone? The shaking from before seems to have stopped too. Wait, were you in such a hurry to paint for us because... Wait, Paimon's got it. People call really good paintings absorbing, don't they? So you painted that in order to absorb Dan, right? Oh god, this is getting too meta for me. I'll explain in detail later. The problem here seems to have been resolved at least. We're safe for now, us and the Melazines. Alright then, you better explain later. I understand, Paimon. What do you think of this painting? Well, please feel free to critique it. I didn't have much time, and I wasn't my best self, so I'm not very confident about it. That feels like an excuse. Gotta stop doing that. So what do you think? I absolutely love it. It's even cooler than the real Paimon. What? Paimon doesn't get that painting at all. That's wonderful. Paimon doesn't know what to say about your art other than it looks amazing. Huh, is this what they call an artistic baptism of fire? Well, I'm glad that you like it either way. As long as you do, I'm happy. I wish I could see it. I'm not a very good speaker, unlike you, Paimon. But when I'm with you, I feel very happy. That's why I want to give you something that makes you happy, too. Preliminary memory fragment sorting is complete. Whoa, you're back, Seymour? I may now answer your previously unanswerable questions as well. Previously unanswerable? Which questions are those? The one about my master that Miss Paimon asked, as well as the aforementioned purpose. I am prototype 4ACV07, designed by... to accompany and protect Master, Miss Mary Ann. Mary Ann? That Jacob guy mentioned the name as well, didn't he? Affirmative. Miss Mary Ann was my master. Which is why Limner is so similar. And my prime directive was to accompany her on garbled mechanical noises' behalf and ensure she would smile happily. I have not been able to fulfill the duty for 1/7 times 10 to the 21st power clockwork cycles. That's a long time. So that's 1/7 times 10 is 70 to the 21st power. 1/7 times 10 is 10/7, which is 1 point. It's 1 and 3/7, so it's about 1.5 times 1.5 to the 21st power. That's a long time. It's a long time. Clockwork cycles due to like a relay module. In truth, I cannot ascertain Miss Mary Ann's present location either. This should never happen. My logic unit requires immediate repair. As such, if you do not mind, allow me to depart for now. My standard deduction module has already calculated the most likely location where I may collect information, and I must go there. Wait, Seymour. Are you leaving? Affirmative. I thank you for the care thus far, Miss Limner. But I have a duty that I must fulfill. Then I'll come too. Negative. Deduce danger level high. For your safety, I must refuse your proposal, Miss Limner. But I will promise to return and express formal gratitude to you once I find my master. Unfortunately, some of my memories remain damaged, so I do not presently know where the Nazakrit's Ordo that I must reach is precisely. As such, my search will inevitably take a great deal of time. For that, you have my apologies in advance. I see. I understand. There's something that you must do. And so you have to leave. But you'll come back to find me, won't you, Seymour? Affirmative. Alright then, be careful, Seymour. You have to come back, alright? My token, the symbol of my life, is with you. So don't go breaking down someplace where I can't find you. You have my word, Miss Mamere. I will fulfill my mission and return to your spatial coordinates. Okay, got it. Anyway, I suddenly got a bout of inspiration, so I'm going to go paint now. Don't forget to come back and see me when you've finished your work, okay? You have a deal. We'll take care of Seymour for you for now. Alright, I understand, Dan Piemeister. All of you stay safe, alright? I'll make a move first. What an interesting character. That's definitely one of the more fun characters we've gotten to do one of these world quests with. God, I hope Chet's doing okay. So, where are we going next? Seymour mentioned this place called the Narzenkreuz Ordo, right? The Narzenkreuz Ordo. What sort of place is the Narzenkreuz Ordo, anyway? Searching. Insufficient data. Unable to answer. My standard deduction module was only able to give this name. Apart from that, I do not possess any related information. How are we supposed to find the place? We can help. Calculating. Affirmative. Your presence on the journey will greatly increase its success rate. Thank you very much for your help, Mr. Dan. But let us go anyway. Once everything is settled, we'll bring you back here to see Mamere. Thus ends Act 3. Ooh, we got Mamere's painting. Oh, I don't know where to go next for that. So this entire region is Elnius. Yep, I have no clue where I'm going next. I guess we can start doing this world quest over here. Because we've only been going for 45 minutes. Before that, I should probably check out Mamere's painting. God, I hate how laggy these damn menus are. King of Invocations. Oh, it's actually a thing. A portrait Mimere painted for Paimon and you. At first glance, it doesn't look like much like you and Paimon. Or anything with a tangible form for that matter. Instead, it looks like waves of beautiful overlapping colors. But when calmly appreciating the portrait, you find that Mimere is conveying everything she wishes to express to you. Layer by layer, according to Seymour's evaluation, Mimere can create unique paintings that differ from the 103,900 different styles of art. This makes these paintings priceless treasures, and those who gaze upon their paintings are always able to feel something different from Mimere's art each time they look at it. Hello. Alright. Well, I guess it's time to get this out of the way. Doing okay. Alright, Virgil, what do you have to say to me? I must say, the weather today is simply wonderful. You are quite the dashing young gentleman. Virgil, at your service. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Dan, at your service. This is my companion, Paimon. A pleasure. Paimon's Paimon, and at your service, too. Ah, such elegant names. Welcome to the court of Fontaine. It is truly an honor to meet the two of you here. Ah, Paimon can't stand much more of this. How did you know we're not from Fontaine? Because we definitely aren't dressed like people from Fontaine, Paimon. With a glance, it is obvious that you are oh my god! Now that went so fast. On what? That you're unsatisfied with being bathed in the soft lights of the city, but feel the call of the wild, which will never be illuminated by the bright city lights. Yes, like the heroes in the operas. Yeah, that's totally true. Dan is an adventurer, too. Ad Astra Abyssask and all that jazz. Ha, I knew it. Those adventurers' guilds are beggarly. Beggarly? Courageous warriors begging with all their might to unlock the deepest mysteries of the world. They wake with their eyes to the stars above and sleep with their back to the abyss below. Where there is unknown domain, there is an adventurer who simply must explore it. Bravery bursting beyond the brim. Yeah, too much bravery. I worry about that girl in the chasm. I could not help but notice, but your gaze is focused on many things. Perhaps you wish to study sublime arts, or intricate clockwork mecha, or our advanced civic culture. Ah, truly, the decorations adorning your magnificent city are sublime. Clockwork mecha exquisitely intricately designed. Ah, the civic cultures of your citizenry must simply divine. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I'm gonna talk about the clockwork. Amazing. Paimon didn't even notice the decorations, but Paimon did notice that Fontaine has tons of delicious foods that she's never seen anywhere else. Not bad, is it? We have a long and glorious tradition of gourmet culture in Fontaine. Naturally, the two of you must often make your meals take your meals in the great outdoors, and thus unfortunately limited your ability to sample the breadth of Fontaine's superb cuisine. Unable to experience the luxurious richness and leisurely afternoon tea with a few pastries. You don't look that rich. You've had more chance to sample cuisine than you'd think. Hey Dan, let's get back on topic. Paimon thinks that Virgil has a commission for us. Most excellent, my two exceptional friends. Have you heard of the Lillicruz's treasure? Nope, haven't heard of it. Wow, that's rare from Paimon. A treasure Paimon hasn't heard of? Then please allow me to explain. This is the legend of the lost treasure that has been passed down in the Fontaine for centuries. Once, there was a secret society called the Lillicruce's Forum that was able to attract a great many of rich and influential. Though they humbly called themselves the Forum, their actual plan was to overthrow Fontaine itself. In the end, their conspiracy was exposed, and the distinguished members of the Forum engaged in thrilling battle with the Maison Gardenage, but were ultimately defeated in a climactic showdown. However, my dear friends, you must know that there was once the richest and most famous of all Fontaine. They were once the most richest and most famous of all Fontaine, and they must have gathered a tremendous amount of wealth. Yeah, they definitely did, and they must have a huge treasure vault somewhere. And when you open it, whoa, it's overflowing with nothing but gold, shining like the sun. Correct. They wished to overthrow our beautiful Fontaine, and to do so, they must have amassed a fortune so vast they could literally be said to have more money than Morax. However, this wealth was never found. Huh. So that means as long as we can find it, the Lillicruce's treasure will also be filthy rich. Excellent deduction, my dear Paimon. With that fortune and control of Synth, anyway, after a lengthy investigation, I have discovered the location of the Lillicruce's Forum headquarters. It can be found amidst the underwater ruins outside the city. Really? What do you think, my dear Paimon? I hereby sincerely extend an invitation to both of you to become my partners and dive beneath the waves in search of a lost treasure. Huh. Even though Fontaine's water is different from elsewhere, Paimon never forget how she was drowning before being rescued by you. Never fear, I am here. Don't worry, I got a fishing pole just in case. Yep, you'll save Paimon again for sure. If that's settled, please allow me to prepare diving equipment for the two of you. I should have the correct sizes. There's no need. Ah yes, I remember vision holders may dive freely in our waters. But if it's you, dear Dan... Of course, I do not doubt your abilities. Dan is a famed adventurer, and he must be very aware of his limits. But it just so happens that I do not share the same capabilities. I will have to rely on homegrown technology to keep myself alive. Be that as it may, shall we begin? Yes, lead the way. Your wish is my command. Please follow me. Our destination is not far from the court of Fontaine. Place that seems to be a bit deserted. Virgil's wearing diving gear and looks difficult to move about in. Yep, that's pretty much what I expected a diving suit to look like. Wow, it looks heavy. It's so hot and stuffy. Is it just me, or does he look a little bit like Clothar Albrecht, but just blonde? I think it's the same body model, just with a different outfit on it. Looks so heavy and stuffy. Actually, you can place mist flowers wrapped in cloth inside to lower the temperature. As for the weight, well, let's just put it underwater. It's no time for delay. Let's go, my friends. You know, Paimon would love to see what you look like in one of those. Please take extra care in your investigation, you two. The nearby water bodies contain valuables. Aqueous Tidemarks. Search for and collect clues. The very enthusiastic Fontaine invites you to explore underwater ruins in search of a legendary Lillicruce treasure. I don't think this is the world quest I was looking for, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Information and clues regarding the forum? Absolutely, maybe, most definitely. It's absolutely soaked. Do we really need to collect these things? Even that which is soaked rotten has value. Is that Fontanian culture? Fontanian culture too? Oh god, I'm not used to these controls. There we go. There has to be space down below. Wait, you're going to... I suppose you aren't the run-of-the-mill adventurer after all. Paimon didn't think there'd be underwater ruin like this. Behold, the ruins of the Lillicrucis Forum. Well, it's become a sanctuary for all kinds of aquatic life now. Alright, it's time to try that. This place is interesting, nonetheless. To think the key would be here. Have you been here before, Virgil? Not long ago, my dear Paimon, my companions and I were stopped in front of the gate up ahead. It's a good thing you met us then, isn't it? Well said. My good fortune indeed. Go. Put in key. Where are we on the map anyway? Interesting. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game, but it's definitely eaten up a lot of my time in the last 2 years. My favorite game will change from year to year. Probably my favorite game right now is probably Lost Branch of Legend, because we've been playing that a lot recently. That's probably the game I stream the most right now. It's mechanisms. Saw them in the deserts of Sumeru. Yeah, that's right. That's one of those things. That does 13,000. We used to stream Shadowverse quite a bit, but I haven't been doing that a lot lately. I think only recently has Genshin actually passed up some of the other games for most things that I've streamed. We've done, counting this one, I think 84 streams of Genshin Impact. this way. Oh, unfortunate. It seems the path forward is beyond this door. Go up and have a look. I don't make a living off of it currently, so we mostly just do this as a hobby. We don't have the subscriber account to sustain this as a full-time job. So right now we only stream 2 to 3 times a week for maybe 3 hours, 4 hours at most. That being said, I'm getting paid less and less at my actual job, so I kind of wish I could make the switch to just make this my full-time job, but sadly I make more money at my other job that doesn't pay me enough. So that's why this is going to probably remain a hobby for the foreseeable future. Maybe 5-10 years down the road, who knows what could happen then. Only open the door and proceed onward. How far underwater are we still? Is what I want to know. So this is the forum you were talking about. There are so many books everywhere. They must have really been dedicated to studying and conducting research. Paimon would have never guessed that they were a secret society plotting to overthrow the government of Fontaine. As the saying goes, dear Paimon, knowledge is power. This is especially true for the Lillicruz's forum. You should understand that with great knowledge comes great power. And once great power is yours to command, there will be only one path left to you. Paimon doesn't think that logic really holds water. But if you're the local, not Paimon, so Paimon will trust you to know what you're talking about and leave it at that. No, I don't use professional artwork. I don't have any plans to either. It's the most commonly asked question here. They seem to have been researching some amazing things, though, and we've already seen plenty of stuff that obviously isn't from here on the way. These things are pretty annoying. Last time we saw them was in the deserts of Sumeru. Well, knowing their extensive resources, it couldn't have been too hard for them to get their hands on these kinds of things. After all, this is the fabulously wealthy Lillicruz's forum we're talking about here. But we've also explored a lot of domains and seen a lot more than our fair share of cool things during our adventures. Is that so? Then I presume you've also found a lot of treasure. You presume correctly. Enough to cover travel expenses. Oh, fascinating. I mean, what a terrific achievement. I expected nothing less from the two of you. It's too bad that this place is completely flooded. It really feels like a lot happened here. They made a lot of important discoveries. The water levels of Fontaine have risen before, and according to the folks at the Fontaine Research Institute, they will rise again in the future. Perhaps one day all of Fontaine will disappear beneath the waves. That'd be terrible. All that delicious food drowned and lost forever. Anyway, let's hope nothing like that happens in the future. Future? Who cares about that? I'll be dead long before then, so why should I worry about people alive then? What do the people in Fontaine in the future have to do with me? Ugh, gross. He's one of those people. I would pay my respects to my family and friends, after all. They raised me and I have done many things for me, but have the people of the future done anything for you? For me? So what do we owe them? Isn't that right? That's pretty extreme. Well, that's what I might have said about the issue of flooding if I lacked both patriotism and a sense of civic responsibility. Pretty abominable. This guy is just two-faced as hell. Anyway, sorry for digressing. There should be a way to open the door below. Let's take a look around and see if we can find any clues or keys. I'll also try to see if I can find anything associated files, my dear friends.
I'll protect us.
Okay, you gotta find a key.
What's the hurry?
Pneuma block. Not at the moment. In fact, we have a no soliciting rule in the chat as well. Because this is very common that people ask for this. Interesting. Same to you. Is this one of those things that I have to solve with Lynette?
Is it time for a magic show?
Why do I have her at level 8? I don't think I've used her. Well, that did something.
Over here! Step on up! Over here!
Interesting. What does Virgil have to say about this? This is actually the Institute of Natural Philosophy. It looks like the wrong place after all. There were things hidden here, like how fascinating. Can't use it, Sunny and the others. Should be able to make use of this laboratory. Take care of things first. got to be in here somewhere. What are these things? Pneuma block. Energy blocks that can be naturally occurring and artificially created. They are separated into pneuma blocks and Wisa blocks. After collecting energy block, your next normal charged plunging attack will, upon hit, release a stored within them. This will come in handy when adventuring like in Fontaine. Pneumosia block. With the aid of these energy blocks, characters can unleash pneuma or Wisa energies even while underwater.
Oh, I'm looking.
Okay, I need to find something in here. Okay, now it works? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Brilliant. Now we can continue further into the Institute's depths, as expected of a seasoned adventurer. Aren't we investigating the forum? So is it a forum or an institute? Sorry, I misspoke. Forgive me for asking out of the blue, but did either of you run into anyone who was looking for me, or did you tell anyone else about our encounter? Paimon doesn't think so. What's wrong, Virgil? Do you owe someone a ton of mora? Of course not. Just occurred to me that I should let you know that there are more greedy goons who are also after the Lillicrucis Forum's secret treasure. They're very different from us. They're willing to do anything to achieve their goals, so I've always refused to work with them. As I know the most about the treasure whereabouts, they have me in their sights. I spent a long time hiding from their prying eyes and looking for partners I can trust. It is my luck to have finally met you two, my dearest friends. So that's what's going on. In any case, I just need relieved to hear that you never told anyone else about me. Phew. I just know I picked the right two people to be my partners. Only your best friends can be relied on to help you keep your secrets. Yep, don't worry, Virgil. We won't tell anyone else about you. I have complete confidence that you will never ever tell anyone else all about me. Let's go. There's treasure waiting for us. Yep, here we come, treasure. Do you really have to continue looking for soaked pieces of paper? Well, not anymore, unless we're interested in that sort of thing anyway. Didn't you see that things that soaked rotten to the soaked rotten value something? Yes, I suppose, dear friends, I did say something like, the situation has changed. Really? Well, the local, I guess we'll take your word for it. Alright. Get out of here.
Cool it. Don't get frostbite.
I must leave no stone unturned, as a dutiful maid would.
Now we'll leave that one around. Proceed deeper. Oh, we're going this way. Uh-oh. Some kind of killing machine.
Leave it all to me. Let's dance.
Freeze!
Speed of light. Hey! With sword comes shadow.
Dodge this! Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time.
There we go. Good heavens, you certainly have a way with these mecha. We must be getting close to the treasure. After all, we've already run into guards. Though Fontaine's achievements are numerous and dazzling as the stars in the sky, the clockwork mecha are undoubtedly the most exquisite of them all. Though perhaps I shouldn't overpraise one of the most exquisite. You must have traveled via Aquabus when you visited the court, correct? Tell me, have you seen the intricate steam bird as well in Fontaine? Even the blacksmithing is done by the mecha. Why, the Maison Gardemage didn't even have to lift a finger to beat me up. They just sent out some Gardamex. It hurt so much there was no choice but to submit. Beat you up? I mean, beat up the bad guys. Why would they ever beat me up? Oh, are mecha so advanced that surely the people of Fontaine don't need to do anything for themselves anymore? You can just leave everything to machines. That's a good one, my dear friend. You're just so adorable. It's a lot cheaper to hire a human than buy a clockwork mecha, or to put it another way, no one and nothing can infringe on Fontaine citizens' right to work. Paimon, why don't you show him that trick of yours again? Beep, construct, beep. Ha ha, how fascinating. In any case, I think everyone else would agree that humans and machines are not the same. Though all the places I've been have their own charm, it's not like Fontaine is just better than everywhere else, right? My friend, surely you cannot be serious. How can there be any place in Teyvat that's better than Fontaine? Paimon's just trying to say that other places are also really special, too. Virgil, have you ever set foot out of sight of Fontaine? My dearest Paimon, you should know that there is an old saying in Fontaine. All waters lead to Fontaine. It's not the people of Fontaine who should go out and see the world, but all the world who should come and witness Fontaine's glory. Don't get it backwards. Do people really say that? Of course they do. Anyway, my friends, why don't we keep going? The treasure's still waiting for us, deep inside the ruins. Yeah, let's go.
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
That seems annoying.
A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning.
It's a water elevator. More clockwork mechas.
Steady as stone. Let the show begin.
Dodge this.
Incoming.
Don't get frostbite.
Just shred them.
All in a day's work.
Is there a ruin guard here? So it must be one of them mentioned in the old files. What files? Nothing. I meant the description I read in the Steambird. Suppose this is dangerous, and I'll leave it to you two. Ancient investigative report. They are suspicious of some sort of association group activity among the leaders, so-called master involved. Whilst they are vigilant towards external investigations, there is currently no evidence of aggression or any invasive nature. So is the case to not being pursued through official investigative channels. Objective remains unclear and further investigation required. There is reason to suspect the Institute may be the hub of these activities. So let's just
I'll
do
protect
this. These.
Nowhere to hide. Don't blink.
Hey, the first time I fought one of these without Amber on the team in a while.
Speed of light. Hey. Incoming. With sword comes shadow. Got lucky that time. Let the show begin.
Freeze. Dodge this.
Oh, of course I miss at the opportune time to cancel that.
Yeah. Huh. Let's dance.
Cool it.
Don't blink. Hey. Leave it all to me. Time to clean up.
Freeze. Ah! Oh, so sorry.
Steady as stone. Huh.
Of course he does it straight into the stairs.
Speed of light. Hup. Cut to the chase. Yeah. Hup. Incoming. Hey. Hup. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at how little damage we do physical to these things.
Cool it.
Don't blink.
Finally, got it. Even more. According to my research, this should be the treasure vault of the Aqueous Forum. The riches we seek should be within. Oh, a treasure vault, but it doesn't look like a vault at all. Where's the treasure? The treasure is knowledge, isn't it? Paimon thought the vault would be full of glittering gold mora and dazzling like the sun. You should know, dear friends, just as the truly wealthy do not flaunt it in anything shallow as appearance, the real treasure... Oh, Paimon knows what you're about to say. The real treasure is the friends we made along the way. No, he's going to say the real treasure is the knowledge. I was about to say the real treasure is not so easily revealed, but you are also exactly right, Paimon. I have to say, I could not have come up with something so wise and philosophical. Regardless, the purpose of our expedition is to uncover the treasure of the Institute, has hidden away for centuries. I'm convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that the treasure is hidden in this room, so let's hurry up and get there and find it. Are you sure? Paimon doesn't see anything in this beside a few broken ruin mechanisms. Your words wound me, my friend. We're partners who are seeking the Institute's long-lost treasure together. Do you really doubt me? Okay, so is it a forum or an institute? About that. Let's just say different records refer to it differently. But my dear Dan, the name isn't the important thing. We should just keep our eyes on the prize. What we're talking about isn't merely a matter of hundreds of thousands or even millions of mora, the vast secret trove of hundreds of millions of mora sleeping within the vault. Hundreds of millions of mora? There are other priceless items in the vault too, like the all-powerful Lillicrucius Holy Sword that can pierce through armor and destroy the soul itself, a magical item powerful beyond compare. Well, Paimon had no idea. Oh, that's in this vault? Precisely, and if you ask me, every moment that we spend bantering here increases the risk of being beaten to the treasure by the sorts of scrupulous ruffians who will stop at nothing to steal it. Can't let that happen. It's our treasure. See, you get me. Then in that case, please go forth and recover the treasure. I'll make sure to watch the rear. Treasure, here we go. Let's go. Let's just go. What's the worst that could happen? What are you saying, Dan? If we don't beat the bad guys to the treasure, they might try to take it from us. Or force us to split it with them. I love that the scale of bad things on Paimon's brain is we have to split treasure with the other people. That's on the list of the worst can happen. I'm not worried about that. Paimon understands you're worried the vault might be protected by some sort of mechanism, right? There's always traps in the end, Virgil. What's wrong? Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. I'll leave the rear to you. Don't worry, won't let anyone get through. Oh, and please let me know if you find the treasure. Hundreds of millions of mora. Find the secret treasure. Oh, that's 100. A lot's to go. Now that you mentioned, the Lillicrucius Forum really did a lot of research, didn't they? We saw so many cameras along the way. They were probably used to record the results of their experiments, right? There's also a notebook here. Let's see. Yep. It's hard to make out a lot of the words. It says when something goes out of control, breaks something else, something, damage can be controlled. Paimon sure hoping this ruin thing isn't going to suddenly stand up. It's just a ruin grater. We can handle it. Paimon's not worried about being strong enough. Paimon's just scared that you'll break the treasure in the middle of the fight. Has to be. Has to be, right? This machine, why does it look kind of familiar? I think we've seen it before. Well, since the Order brought all kinds of mechanisms from all over the nation to this place, it's probably just something they hauled over from a distant ruin as well. Paimon just had a really scary thought. What if the so-called treasure is just the research findings and has nothing to do with piles of Mora at all? Knowledge has value too. Yeah, you're right. Paimon still wants Mora, though. If we had hundreds of millions of Mora, we could build a pretty house and invite all our friends over. Just eating great food and having a fun day, after all. There's a glass wall here, and it seems like a bunch of water behind it. Looks like there's cracks in the glass. Ah, looks dangerous. The glass suddenly breaks. Who knows where we'll get swept off to. Let's find the treasure quickly and get the heck out of here. Ruin Grader gonna stand up? What's that sound? Virgil, what's going on? I'm so very sorry I made a terrible mistake. It was only during our expedition that I realized that wasn't the former grounds of the Crucius Forum, but rather the ruins of the Institute of Natural Philosophy. There's no treasure here, but there are lots of experiments on machinery and energy, and now, my dearest friends, another experiment is about to begin. As for treasures, it would be wrong to say that there aren't any here at all. As seasoned adventurers, I'm sure you've accumulated quite a bit of Mora and other precious items over the course of your journey. I will return after the conclusion of the experiment to collect the treasures you are sure to leave behind. Now, and don't worry, my friends, I'll be able to put them to good use. I'm not surprised at all. I figured he was gonna do something like this. So you knew and still decided to step into my trap? You're the kind of person I despise the most, so arrogant and disdainful. I could fit through that cage. We're not that big. A couple of foreign hill... Oh my god, this guy can do nothing but insult. Whatever. According to the records here, this machine has a special ruin grader. No matter how good you are, even if you can handle ruin guards, you're still only made of flesh and bone. As to what makes it special, I'll leave you to find out your own good time. Goodbye, my dear partners. Get ready. It's gonna break the glass, isn't it? Fight and survive. Special ruin grader, somewhat uncooperative research subject.
I'll protect us.
Dodge this! Cool it! Dodge this!
Let's just go back here.
What's the hurry?
Oh, no! Let's dance.
Don't get frostbite.
Easy peasy. We're just gonna permanently
Ready,
freeze it.
steady, go!
Cool it!
I'll protect us.
I don't think this thing can really fight back.
Nowhere to hide. I missed a spot. I'll catch up. I must leave no stone unturned. Someone needs assistance.
That was close.
Yeah.
Dodge this! Cool it!
Yeah.
This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
As a good knight should.
Cool it!
Let the show begin.
Freeze! Dodge this!
We'll just kind of keep this thing frozen forever.
Oh, so sorry.
I must leave no stone unturned. I'll protect us.
Cool it!
Speed of light. Cut to the chase.
Dodge this!
Steady as stone.
This room machine really is something special. Oh, it could recover.
Ah!
Yeah.
Freeze!
Just break the glass. Under the relentless assault of raging waters, the Ruin Greater ceases function. Ugh. It's a regenning Ruin Greater. Paimon drank so much water. I think that Virgil would be someone like that. Good thing we managed to escape that way. Who knows what might have happened otherwise. I'm gonna go find him, settle the score. Paimon can't believe that he put us in danger like that. I can. I didn't think that there'd be buildings like this underwater. Looks like the rising water levels has really put a lot of stuff down here. People used to live here, right? Probably get to the little sad thinking about that. Current's gonna take us. No clue. What if we get trapped in some underwater dead end? Cross that road when we get to it, Paimon. I can see light. Submarine Canyon. Find a way out. Best way to understand this world is to explore all that's around you, leaving no stone unsolving enigmas of old. Helping helpless travelers, long lost treasure will become valuable knowledge of experience, even if you're not the least bit interested in ancient riddles of the pewterless others. There's always treasure to be found at the right of the road. Well, this was definitely interesting. I'm trying to open the quest menu. Open the quest menu. Open the quest menu. There we go. Well, that was definitely interesting. I would have thought that there'd be another big world quest somewhere. But we got this one over here now. Who dat? Ah. Well, considering we unlocked this, this is probably the next world quest line. So yeah, we will probably end here, because I don't think I'm up for another 2-hour debacle. So, we'll end a little bit early this time, but hey, we managed to get a lot of stuff done. Next time, we'll pick up from here, and then we'll see wherever this quest chain leads. Because I have a feeling that that's a little oceanid, and this is going to probably lead me down a whole rabbit hole. Till next time, stay safe, everybody.